if you see the modern world at this point of time, most of the millennials, even us, our generation, we have that restlessness, we have that perception. You know, when you have something here and you're not able to see, when there's fog and you know there's something there, but you're not able to see it, that creates restlessness. So right now, all the people who are going towards drugs, who are going towards alcohol, who are going towards an overindulgence of sex or overindulgence of power or anything that amuses them, these are people who are trying to see through that fog. But because they can't see, because they are not equipped, their system is not equipped to see, the perception hasn't opened up to look through the fog, they're trying to numb that awareness. Because the awareness, it really makes you restless. All of us who are creators, who are people who can perceive, who are visionaries, can perceive something. We know that when you perceive something, but it's not yet there, you can't yet express it in whatever form, it's painful.
And in order not to feel the pain, you can numb it.
You can numb it, and you can find n number of ways to numb it. So this whole generation, this whole world is contained of people who are focused more on numbing their perception rather than equipping it to be able to not just see more, but do more.
That is what clarity would do. Absolute clarity would make you see through the fog.
Yeah, that's what absolute clarity is all about. That when you awaken the absolute clarity in you, when you begin to think from your navel, you don't see it as fog, you see it as the mist between the worlds, and you know how to part it. So you can have access to other dimensions, you can have access to way more than what the deprivation triad, what this limited, scarcity-driven paradigm tells you. And it's possible because for so many thousands of years, humanity, in the history of humanity, one human being comes up and says, hey, different is possible. And then they prove it to us. But most of us just fall back into that mediocrity, in the mediocre existence.
Easier.
We get excited by some leader, we get excited by the movement, we get excited by the suffering of this leader, and we go rallying behind them, and we go ho, ho, ho for some time, then we fall back into mediocrity. But to shift an entire paradigm, we all have to get equipped. And this is why this is the time when we are heading towards the age of union, the Satyuga, the golden time. This is the time that we have been given to prepare ourselves, to come, settle into the navel, and then rise from there. This is the time that nature is injecting the information, the wisdom of the navel back into humanity. It was taken away 5,000 years ago. Hence this history of darkness in humanity. It's a part of the natural time cycles. And now it's being injected back. So our children, they need to be born, instead of just cutting off their umbilical cords mindlessly, being unaware of how they are being born, being unaware of the environment they should be born in, what the state of the mother should be when they are being born, how the child should be received into this world, and what should be done in the first 40 days of the child coming here, and then what should be done in the first 40 years of when the person comes here, when the person arrives here. This information, what has to be done with women? What is their intuitive power for? Every woman needs to be trained into knowing her intuitive power, using it, executing it, and creating her world through it, and not just being limited to her. One of the trademarks of deprivation triad is that it takes a woman and limits her power and plugs her into one single family and says that you belong here. It doesn't mean that you're not supposed to attend to your family. It means that you're so powerful that you can attend to your family while impacting the world. Whatever that world is, whatever is the radius of that world. You're not that small. That you're not here just to do your chores. Which is what the deprivation triad and its agent testosterone has been making us believe. It's about being local, but becoming global. And global for me is cosmic. My scale is cosmic. It's not just this world. We have an impact, each one of us. And it's time to unfold that impact. That's what the nuclear woman is all about.
Yay!
Sounds good?
Yes.
Women have something completely else to give to the world than men. And I feel like it's urgently needed. But in order to really do that, we have to get over that gap of just trying to be like men. We have to come to our full potential. So this is where Udumbara is leading the way by guiding women to become absolutely clear in their lives. And in this way, she has contributed so much to my own life. I'm trying to be that kind of woman that she is. It's awfully inspiring. Trying to live up to that. Everything she's taught me, I try to let my writing reflect that, because I know there's a lot of people reading my books and young women, girls. I'd like them to know that there's a chance, that there's the possibility to become a nuclear woman.
Becoming the nuclear woman is to learn how to live a naturally ecstatic life. The kind of life that is built on self-trust. It's built on truth and it's built on courage. It gives you the ability to see through the fog. It gives you the power to outdo redundant paradigms and look at your own ecstatic life. It's not like a vaccination drive. Not everybody can be put in one row and given a vaccine and say, now you are absolutely clear, let's run this world. So show me something that you have. And your resonance, your willingness to change, your willingness to work on you, your willingness to love you, your willingness to include you in your life, in your process, is the kick that I get, is the thing that makes it interesting for me.